Calum von Moger has announced that he is going to compete at the 2018 Mr. Olympia Physique contest. Let's see how he would fare against 2017 Classic Physique second place winner Chris Bumstead. Calum stands 6 feet and 2 inches, which is equal to 188 centimeters, and weighs around 235 pounds, which is equal to 113 to 115 kilogram. Chris, on the other hand, stands 6 inch tall, which is equal to 184 or 185 centimeters, and weighs around 215 to 225 pounds, which is equal to 95 to 102 kilograms. So Calum is taller and heavier. Starting with the front double biceps, it's obvious that Calum's arms are more huge, but maybe less shredded than those of Chris. People compare Calum to Arnold because he resembles him with the facial features. But when it comes to the physique, I just think that Arnold genetics are way more superior, especially in the biceps department. Now back to our comparison, Chris has a wider chest and a better V taper because he has wider lats, while Calum has the more huge arms. They both have great midsection and shredded thighs. I would give this pose to Chris. This is, by the way, Calum from the 2016 NPC Iron Games Championships, and Chris obviously is at the 2017 Mr. Olympia Classic Physique. Calum front lat spread picture is from the 2014 WFF Mr. Universe. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any recent pics for Calum hitting the front lat spread on stage. So he probably has achieved more gains since then. Nevertheless, Chris just destroys Calum in this pose. I mean, look at Chris' lats. They just look like wings, for God's sake. Just insane. He flows much better with his wider chest and shoulders. Chris looks way more aesthetic than Calum, who doesn't look that relaxed when hitting this pose. This pose definitely goes to Chris. Now both look great in the side chest pose. Their shoulders are well conditioned and complete. Their lower chest looks shredded and well separated, with both having striated chests, which truly show high level of conditioning. Calum's arms are definitely more huge, as I said previously, but less aesthetic and conditioned than those of Chris. Both have great legs and the hamstrings look huge and separated. All in all, they are very close to each other in this pose, but I think Chris still looks more conditioned and ripped, especially in the arms department. Both hit a great side triceps pose. Both have complete and well-shaped triceps, with Calum obviously having more huge brachialis, which add to the size of his forearms. Calum's forearms look more impressive than those of Chris, with both having incredibly aesthetic and conditioned midsection. Chris is known for being able to hit the vacuum pose, by the way. So what do you guys think? Who would win this pose from this angle? Well, I would give it to Calum, but would like to read your opinions anyway. This back bicep pose shows that Calum's arms and forearms are absolutely more huge than those of Chris. Yet Chris' lats are absolutely wider, and his back overall is more conditioned and separated than that of Calum. The back double biceps pose clearly shows that Chris stomps Calum. Chris' upper back is more impressive, with lats being wider and more conditioned. Both have great traps which are similar in shape, but Chris' traps are more shredded and adds to the greatness of his upper back. I'm not taking anything away from Calum though. Maybe it's the lighting in this picture, but from what I see, Chris' upper back is better. Both have great lower back departments though, with Calum being able to show more aesthetic Christmas tree. Their shoulders are rounded and well separated, with Calum having more huge arms and forearms. Their hamstrings and calves are highly conditioned and ripped as well. I give this pose to Chris, though I think lighting is not doing any favor to Calum in this picture. Now unfortunately I couldn't find recent back lat spread poses for Chris and Calum. But obviously Chris has the wider lats. This is shown in his front double biceps and front lat spread poses. Calum abs and thighs pose is from 2014, so as you saw in previous pictures, he definitely achieved more gains in his thighs. Yet, we can see that both have great midsections that perfectly connect with their lats. The only issue I have with Calum is his arms. They are not aesthetic at all, and he lacks the inner biceps separation with the triceps, which Chris definitely has. In my opinion, this pose goes to Chris. Calum most muscular pose is from the 2015 WFF Mr. Universe, and it shows that his thighs greatly improved than they were in 2014. Both Calum and Chris have shredded and conditioned legs, with Chris having more mass than Calum in this muscular department. Their upper part looked just great, with ripped shoulders, chest and arms. Calum in this picture shows great level of conditioning in his arms department. This is what he definitely needs to compete with contenders at the Olympia competition. More conditioning. Their traps also look great, but as I stated earlier, Chris has the wider chest, which adds more to the beauty of his pose. All in all, both have incredibly aesthetic physiques, which are more pleasing to the eye than the bubble gut physiques. Chris, as an Olympian contender, is definitely more conditioned than Calum. Calum would definitely reach the Olympia stage next year. But does he have any chance beating the likes of Chris with his current physique condition? I don't think so. But I know that Calum is aware of that and working hard to reach that level of the Olympia contenders. All the best for them both. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe, and many thanks for watching. Have a nice one.